Greetings, it's Maxo Diddley here, and today I am going to be showing you how you can show an image in a Java Jframe. So let's get right into it. Firstly, make sure you import these libraries at the top of your code. We will be needing them for this tutorial. And then for your class, we do public class, then the name of your class, then we need to do extends Jframe. And this means we're going to be a child of the Jframe class, meaning we can access all the functionality in the Jframe class. Now we're going to make a constructor method for our showImageJFrame class. So we're going to do public showImageJFrame string image path. So this needs to be the exact same as this, because you might have a different name for your class. But basically a constructor method is called when an instance of a class is initialized. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to do Jpanel panel equals new Jpanel. And then we're going to do our curly brackets and then a semicolon at the end. So inside here we're going to have a block of code. And it's basically going to be what's going to put our image on the screen. Because we need to put an image in a Jpanel and then put our Jpanel into our Jframe. So next thing we're going to do is we're going to do @override, then protected void paint component graphics G. And basically, we are taking this method from our Jframe parent and we're going to modify what it does. And this code is just going to be responsible for painting an image onto our Jpanel. Then we're going to do super.paintComponentG, and G is referencing our graphics object here. So this line is going to call the paint component method. This is generally a good idea when you override a method but still want the basic functionality of the method from the parent class. After that, we're then going to do image icon equals new image icon image path. So if I haven't mentioned already, this string up here is going to be the file path of our image, and we are going to be creating an image icon object which will allow us to display an image, and we need to give this image icon object the location of our image, so we pass in the file path. Then we're going to make an image object, so we do image equals image icon.getImage. So this image icon is going to have an image, and we need to pass that image into our image object, so we can do image icon.getImage. Then we're going to do if image is not equal to null, int x equals getWidth minus image.width null divided by 2, int y equals getHeight minus image.getHeight null divided by 2, and then we do g.drawImage, image, x, y, and this. This is a bit to take in, but let's break it down. So the if statement checks whether the image is not null before we then go on to draw it. We can't draw an image if it doesn't exist. So basically, this code will only be executed if there's an image to draw. Then this line here calculates the x coordinate where the image should be painted. It is calculated as half of the difference of the Jpanel's width and the image's width, which centers the image horizontally. We are going to be drawing this image in the middle of the Jpanel, because that's a little neat. And we're going to do the exact same thing for the y. So we're going to calculate the y coordinate for the painted image, centering the image vertically. And if we center horizontally and vertically, the image is in the middle. And then g.drawImage, image x, y, and this it's going to be the actual line that draws the image at the calculated xy coordinates. So now we're going to have an image that we can, in our Jpanel, that then we can display on the screen. So underneath the creation of our new Jpanel, we're going to do this, which is just referencing the current class, which is our showImageJFrame class. .getContentPane.addPanel. So getContentPane is a method of Jframe that returns Jpanel where all content of the frame is added. So this line of code simply just adds our Jpanel that we just created here to our Jframe, which means the Jframe now contains our panel and now we can see our image. Now we have got a few more lines of code, which is basically just Jframe settings. So we do set default close operation, jframe.exit on close. This method tells the program to close when you hit the X button. We're then going to do set size 600 by 600, which sets the Jframe window to be 600 by 600 pixels big. Please bear in mind, if your image is bigger than 600 by 600, not all of it will be displayed on the screen. We're going to do set location relative to null, which means the Jframe window will be in the center of the screen, and set visible true makes the Jframe window visible. This is beautiful stuff. We have now got a Jframe setup, which has a Jpanel to show our image. However, we need to actually open the Jframe now. So underneath our constructor method called, well, in this case, showImageJFrame, we're going to do our public static void main string array args, and we're going to just put in new showImageJFrame dab.png. So we're just going to be calling this function, which will then create a Jframe with our Jpanel, with our image, and we are passing in our file path. Don't worry about the red line. I don't care if the instance is ignored. We just want to show the Jframe. Now, if you're in NetBeans, you can right click on your project and go to properties, and this is going to be where your Java project is stored. So I've got my file path in my Java folder. You can put it wherever you want, but with my setup, I can just reference the file name and don't need to worry about subfolders, but you can put it wherever you want. Just make sure you get the file path correct. So we're going to save our work and hit play. And look, we have successfully shown an image on a Java Jframe. So, thanks for being a great audience. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and just remember, if anyone's putting you down, just dab like Polywhirl.